Cool kid. What it is, cool kids. What it is, cool kid. Oh yeah. So it's time for a response video, cool kids. Yeah. We are doing the Premier Deluxe. What is this? We're doing the Premier Deluxe response to the Kansas Kid, which is the coolest cool kid of all the cool kids who ever cool kidded. He thinks. Oh, wait, that's it. I'm just playing, man. Listen, very cool kid. Very cool. And he made some valid and very interesting points in his video, which you should check out. I will put his little name in the description so that you guys can check him out. And he is doing the Pirate Stacker $10 challenge, which you've seen several videos if you watch my channel. If you watch their channels, you'll see even more videos. I got in late on it, so they were in on it from the beginning, which is pretty cool. I am going to say, Pirate Stacker, I need to get one of them little intros like you got. That is nifty. I wouldn't even know where to begin, though. I guess I do have one of them editor things on my computer, but I'll see what I can come up with. We'll see. I guess my shtick is I'm the Mr. Rogers of the silver community, because I come in with a little song and dance. All right. So right off the bat, let me take you through this. The Kansas Kid is showing off. It's the last week. It's a very sad time for all of us. It's the last week of the Numismatic challenge. But I wanted to say one thing. And I mentioned it in the comments. You don't have to stop. You don't have to stop. Just because other people stop, you can keep going. You know, it's like that drinker that goes to the bar and they just keep going. And even after everybody else is pootered out, you can keep on keeping on. As a matter of fact, it's probably bad. It's probably a bad idea. Listen, guys. Mamas, don't let your babies stack foreign silver. Let them get the walking liberties and standing quarters. I'm making this up as I go, guys. Have them get rosies and Berks and such. You know, that kind of stuff. You can get bullion. You can get bars. You can get rounds. You can take it all around. But do not get foreign silver unless you really love it. That's the point. But if you do like the foreign silver, I gotta tell you, if you're wanting, and this is an astute point that the Kansas Kid came out with, there's a lot more different ASWs, okay? And I'm gonna show you, okay? So if I'm in a shit hits the fan scenario, and I don't want to pay 10 cents for something, I want to pay a little less, right? I'm going to pull out one of these. All right, I'm going to pull out one of these because, as you know, a 10-cent coin is 0.07234. This is 0.0671. But it's not as light in the ass as a Canadian dime, right? Which is 0.06. Let me grab one of those real quick. So, say I'm buying something very precise. I'm making a very precise purchase. All right, here's the 0.06 coin. All right, so you look at these, they're all about the same size. All right, very similar, but the silver weights vary because this is 0.835, this is 0.8. This gives you a superpower that just collecting US and bullion doesn't give you. And that superpower is getting a very precise amount of silver for a very precise purchase. So say a loaf of bread, right? You want to buy a loaf of bread. Okay, now forgive that price. I paid $37 an ounce for this lot. If I'm buying a loaf of bread, do I want to pay $2.23 for it? Or or $2.49 for it, or the U.S. time would be like closer to $2.75, right? In this scenario. Well, if all I had was dimes, I'd have to pay $2.75 every time. In this scenario, I can go as low as $2.23, right? You see what I'm saying? Converting it to dollars. That gives me a special superpower, I think, right? And you can even vary it even more. You could go with the gulden, the quarter gulden from the Netherlands Antilles, right? You could take this bad boy. It's just slightly. It's just a hair under, right? So 0.72. Actually, it's a hair over. So say that it's a loaf of bread that's a little better, a little nicer. The whole wheat versus just the wheat. Maybe I can get a whole wheat because I got this. You never know. You never know. Stranger things that happen. All right. So yeah, and and then you got stuff like this. Same deal. Same deal. So I'm not going to show every damn coin I got in the denominations from his video, because that would we'd be doing a 30-minute video. We're not going to do all that. But I will tell you, I do own pages and pages of this kind of stuff, okay? And this came from that large lot that I bought recently, so it's going to be overpriced. But if I go back in time to before that purchase, back, say this purchase, which was another lot, I got this for 64 cents instead of $1 and some change, which is what I paid for the last lot. So, and that's the value of dollar cost averaging, guys. So what he showed off in this video, which was very cool. These are very cool. And he paid about what I paid, which is about $37 an ounce. These were from a lot. But I have a bunch of these, like a shit ton. These are just from that lot. But I will be pulling those out, some of them, to kind of give you an idea of what, if you dollar cost average, what you can pay if you do this, the right way, and get your silver in increments, right? Now, I will tell you, there's simple tricks, right? Large lots. So if I buy 10 of these at 64 cents each, and then I buy 10 more at $1, well, you take those two numbers, add them together, and you ended up paying, 80 cents each instead of, getting screwed totally out of your right? Dollar cost average. Hope that makes sense, guys. I'm trying to make sense here. I do try to make sense. Now, there's always something to keep in mind with this foreign stuff. A lot of times, some people just won't deal in it. Okay, so but that's an advantage, not a disadvantage, because it's less competition when you're buying. Okay, so that is a nice advantage. Okay, paid a lot for that one. He showed off a half wrong. That's why I'm showing these, because it's a cool design for sure. 1914. Yeah, I paid a lot for that, though. That's a lot of money for a half franc. But like I said, so maybe I bought it when silver was $30 an ounce. See, so it's the dollar cost averaging works for you and against you, but over time it works for you. Here's one. What's that one cost? $19.39 for $1. That's better. Here, how much for you? He's got some toning on it. 1921, but it's in good shape. I mean, for a 21, because you guys know this. A lot of these coins are beat up. They were heavily circulated. It's like a barber. I would consider it. Unless you get a newer one, like from the 60s or something. A lot of them aren't really worn, but the older ones, if you find one that's not worn, you did real good. Okay? Like even this, 1950, right? They're usually pretty worn. So I must have paid a little extra for that one, looks like. Very cool coins though. Very cool. Very. Here's a newer one. 1966. $1. So that's better. Also remember, smaller coins have higher premiums, right? Usually. So if you were buying bullion, right? This is why I love. I'm going to mention someone else here. One of my oldest buddies, Poor Man's Gold. He always hated dimes. He's like, what's the point? Well, the point is, if you're buying silver, right, and you're using it for shits to fan, and remember that advantage we talked about earlier, which was you get more ASWs? Well, you're getting a variety. See that? That's a variety of ASWs. Just in this denomination, you're going from 7/10 of an ounce to 14/10 to 26, right? On and on. You get a nice variety, and then you got your 4/10 of an ounce coin here, right? A little over 4/10 of an ounce. So you get a nice variety of ASWs. But the point of dimes is when you buy a bullion and you try to get down to the tenths of an ounce, the premiums are crazy. You can almost pay double melt for that kind of stuff, right? You're at the very least going to pay 30-40% over, okay? But when you start buying coins like this, right, now you're playing a different game. Now you're doing a much better deal. Boy, I must have bought that a long time ago, back in the 2011 run. So dimes definitely have their place in your stack, man. And any of this smaller junk silver. I like it all. I even like these little sterling, stamped out deals here. That's a .04372. Well, that's like a 25 or halftime size thing here. Fish scale, this kind of stuff. It's a nice to have that low thing. So say I only want half a loaf of bread, or some candies. Maybe a Snickers or something, or half a Snickers, one of them baby-sized Snickers. I don't know. I have no idea what candy costs anymore. But the point is, you got variety. Here's some variety. Right here. Yeah. .039. That's an interesting amount, right? Yeah. So 69 cents for that. That's someday that could be traded for something useful, like Band-Aids or something. I don't know. But the key being, you're stacking silver and you're getting some cool designs. That's a good thing, I think. But again, be warned, not everybody deals in this stuff. Okay? People who deal in silver, they might take it from you. If not, then you have to go take it to the smelter. But you're gonna get it under melt most of the time. Okay? If you really like something, go ahead and grab it. But if you're grabbing it under melt, I say get it, because you go to the refinery. Silver goes to $50 an ounce, $100 an ounce, $180 an ounce, which is the all-time high adjusted for inflation, right? You go in there, you sell this, say they give you 80% spot. Well, at $180 an ounce, that's a hell of a deal, right? All right, so I'm going to show you a few more things because he showed off the Swiss half franc. He showed off the quarter gulden. I think he had a 10-cent coin. This one's probably older than the one he had, but that's okay. I got a bunch of these. I got oodles and oodles of those. And the cool thing is if you can get a lot. Now, I wanna tell you guys, some of these dates are better than others. So if you get a really good date, you'll wanna put that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're going through these, okay? Some of them are really hard to find and are collectible. Some of them are just, standard bullion with a .0288 ASW. So think about that. That is a very small ASW. That's like a less than a 5-cent coin. So that you can get something really small with that. I can't understate how advantageous that is. Okay, we're gonna put these on in there. So yeah, cool kids. It is vital to know these things. They exist. At least have it as in your repertoire of possible purchases, right? Because as you branch out in the silver game, you're going to come across lots of these. There's going to be people selling these under melt. I go to coin shows, and these are under melt. I get them under melt all the time. But we got to show a few more types of coins he had in his lot, and then we'll get into some final thoughts, hopefully. But I've pretty much given all the thoughts. But it was really cool, Pirate, to come up with this little caper. I'm going to put all these people I've mentioned in the comments on the video, so you can check them out. Very fun, very premier, very deluxe channels. I recommend them, every single one, everyone I've mentioned, and many more actually. So, the other thing he showed off was some Swedish stuff, and I think it was a 10 ore. Okay, this is even smaller ASW stuff. So this stuff, if you can get it near melt, you've got a killer way to buy tiny things, okay? 0.0185, so that's even smaller than that coin we were talking about, right? But if you go, if you can get some of this stuff, 0.0149, right? Now this is more of a numismatic purchase, obviously, but if you could get that near melt, which, sometimes you can. Sometimes you can. You never know. Well worth having. Even though it's only 40%. Quickly, I'll show off these. These are about 1/10 of an ounce each. So if you have 10 of them, you got about an ounce. Well, 9/10 of an ounce. But they're always under melt, man. I don't know that I've ever paid melt for one. Honestly, other than that one, like those I got in that stupid lot, but I've got a bunch of them that's way under melt. You gotta be careful though that the last year they made them, half of them are nickel and the other half are silver, so 40% silver. So you have to check them. And the last thing he had for us was 3 pences, and like I was saying, on these, the dates matter after 1940 or so, because if the coin he had, which his was sterling silver, right? But if his coin was like this one, right, and it said 1945, he'd be a millionaire. Or something really close to it. It'd be worth tens of thousands of dollars at the very least. He wouldn't be a millionaire, but it'd be worth tens of thousands of dollars. So, but these are nice dates, 42 and such. Those are good dates because they were only made for the colonies in the Caribbean. The coin used in England proper was actually copper nickel. And it was a big coin about the size of a shilling. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to keep going. Final thoughts. Guys, keep stacking, stack whatever you want. If you want to stack bullion and US stuff, that's fine. That makes perfect sense. But just keep in mind that this stuff's out there, and it's a great way to get silver under melt. And like I said, depending on what your exit strategy is, it could work for you. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Find the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. If you can't find them, don't blame me. I'm trying to show them to you. Bye, bye, bye.